How the guild system works in Cataclysm is probably one of my favourite changes. There really are some minor small things that no one really talks about, but actually I've loved for Blizzard to add these at the same time as they added things like the Heirloom tab in Wrath of the Lich King. We're going to dive into everything to do with guilds in Cataclysm, both minor and major. Starting with the basics, nothing's really changed in terms of how you form a guild. You still need to purchase a guild charter, pay the 10 silver and name the guild what you want, and then run along and get some signatures. You as the guild master will be the first, and then you'll need 4 additional signatures, so it doesn't take too long to actually get a guild together. Once you're part of a guild, you'll notice there's a nice new UI. First of all, you can see the name of your guild and your guild's crest. You can see what level you are and how much XP you need for the next level. The guild news and events are all in one place. Now, events can be things from people dinging level 85 or the guild earning achievements. And right at the top, you'll have your guild message of the day. If you had any upcoming guild events used by creating a guild event on the calendar, that would also show here. So really, for everything to do with your guild, who's joined, who's dinged, who's got new items, what events are coming up, like everything's nicely in one place. And then moving down here, you'll see the latest guild perk that you got. So for us, we got Have Group Will Travel, which is a 2-hour mass summon. And the next one we're going to get is Chug-a-Lug, where the duration of buffs from all guild cauldrons is increased by 100%. We'll get onto what guild cauldrons are soon. Also down the bottom, you'll see your guild reputation, so I'm currently honoured with them and not too far off of revered. Now, reputation does play a big part, because if we look at the rewards what our guild currently has, yes, you can see loads of heirlooms, which we're going to get to shortly, but if I wanted the Reigns of the Golden King, I need to get exalted with the guild before I can actually purchase that mount. Same goes for Reigns of the Dark Phoenix, and some of these that I've already got, as you can see, required friendly with the guild. Just going back to guild perks for a minute though, we'll quickly fly through everything you're going to get. Now, we know that Blizzard have said Cataclysm's coming with changes, and I actually expect cash flow to be one of those changes. But first of all, when you get to level 2 in your guild, you're going to get Fast Track, which increases experience gained from killing monsters and completing quests by 5%. So before we even get any further, it's quite obvious that being part of a guild is going to be extremely important in Cataclysm, just because of how powerful some of these bonuses actually are. But you're also going to get things like 10% movement speed, which doesn't work in battlegrounds and arenas, Mr. Popularity, increasing reputation, cash flow, which each time you loot money from an enemy, an extra 5% is generated and deposited directly into your guild bank. In addition, completing guild challenges will reward gold directly to your guild bank as well. So when you go to the info tab, you can see your guild challenges. Every week we can do 7 dungeons, 1 raid and 3 rated battlegrounds. Now these are rated battleground wins. Once we kill any level appropriate raid boss while in a guild group, we're going to get huge XP and 500 gold put in the bank, and the same goes for doing dungeons as a guild. Now the good thing about the XP from here is it doesn't go to the daily cap. So every day there's a cap on the amount of XP that you can actually gain. But if you're doing these challenges, this will go above the cap. So it's actually really important that you get these done every week. Now, Blizzard did say there was going to be changes, like I said, and I actually think this will be a part of that. I think this number may be reduced, so smaller guilds have got more of a chance of getting all of these complete every week, even though they're not a big stretch. At level 6, you'll get Fast Track Rank 2, which is going to increase the experience from killing monsters and completing quests by 10%. There's Reinforce, where your items take 10% less durability loss when you die. Hasty Half, which is a really important one because this actually reduces the cooldown of your Hearthstone by 15 minutes. So this actually takes your Hearthstone down to a 15-minute cooldown. I do like that. Reinforced Rank 2 causes 20% less durability loss when you die. And then a really interesting one is Chug-a-Lug. So the duration of buffs of all guild cauldrons is increased by 50%. Now, you know our next rank in our guild is going to be Chug-a-Lug Rank 2, where it increases the duration of buffs from guild cauldrons by 100%. Now, the guild cauldron recipe actually comes from the guild achievements, so we might as well touch on this now. Now, next to where your achievements are, you've got your guild achievements now as well, and these are everything from leveling each different human or dwarf, getting your guild to level 25, killing loads of critters, killing the opposing faction class and race combos, to even completing guild challenges. Now, they're all broken down into different categories, much like your own achievements, but you want to keep an eye out on the important ones, which give rewards. Now, for professions to get the Cauldron of Battle recipe, you're going to need to make 1,000 Cataclysm flasks. Now, this is not you, this is your entire guild. So every time one of your alchemists make a flask, it'll go towards this achievement. Once that's unlocked, you can then head to the guild vendor. You can buy the recipe from the vendor. Now, what you'll notice with the actual crafted product, the Cauldron of Battle, it creates a cauldron that raid members can use to gain the benefit of a flask appropriate to their class and talents. The cauldron has 10 uses and lasts for 10 minutes. Now, you're going to get more Cauldrons of Battle out of crafting this than you would if you was to just craft individual flasks and hand them out. And then with the guild perks like Chug-a-Lug, increasing the duration, they're going to actually last longer than a flask as well. There's another perk called Happy Hour, which actually increases the number of flasks gained from using a guild cauldron as well. This is by 50%, which would then mean your cauldron's going to have 15 uses instead of 10. Now, this is just the first rank of cauldron, or you could call this the 10-man cauldron. You can also get a bigger cauldron, which we don't have access to yet. But to get the big Cauldron of Battle, then you need to make 3,000 flasks. Now, getting the cauldrons for your raids is going to be important, but it's also going to be important to get That's a Lot of Bait, which gives you the Seafood Magnifique recipe. It's basically your fish feasts. So what I really like about the guild system is you do need to all pull together to tick many of these off. It also gives you reason to go back and get some of these old legendaries that maybe evaded your guild, because there's a guild achievement to get all of the legendaries up until this point, and individual achievements for each one as well. And ultimately, it gives you all something to do together, even going back and doing the old heroics that you might not have credit for. Now, I've always been a fan of personal achievements, so the fact guild achievements get added as well, I really do like it, because I like the fact that you'll be like, oh guys, should we get together and go and do XYZ heroics because we haven't got credit for them yet? It's nice, and it actually gives you reason to play with people from your guild outside of just logging on for an hour to raid. But going back to the perks and now just picking out the important ones, you can get mobile banking, which summons a guild chest on a 1 hour cooldown. This is at level 11. You get the next rank of Mr. Popularity. You can get increased honor gained at level 13. You can also get an increase to the chance to gain a skill when you're crafting by 10%, which really good for crafting professions on alts. The Quicken the Dead is an extremely noticeable one, which increases health gained when resurrected by a guild member by 50%. And it also increases movement speed while dead by 100%. Guild Mail, where in-game mail sent between guild members now arrives instantly. Justice points increased, honor points increased. Bountiful Bags, which is an amazing one, where it sometimes increases the quantity of materials gained from mining, skinning, herbalism, and disenchanting. Bartering, which reduces the gold price of items from vendors by 10%. And then finally, Mass Res, where, yes, with one button, you can bring everybody in your raid back to life, but it can only be done once every 10 minutes. So you can see just by looking at those perks that it's going to be not only incredibly important to actually cap your guild XP every day, but getting those challenges done every week as well, so you can get more than just your daily cap. Some of these perks really make a big difference, and some of them sound minor, but even things like Bountiful Bags. So your herbalists that are going around getting herbs each day to be able to make cauldrons are actually going to be able to make more cauldrons because you're a higher level guild. And then the cauldron they put down is going to give more flasks and it's going to last longer. I really like the guild perk system. As I alluded to at the start, it's just cash flow that can cause problems. Because with cash flow, it's not taking your gold away from you. Instead, it's generating extra gold. So every time you kill something, let's say it dropped 10 gold, it's actually now going to drop 11 gold, and you're still going to get your 10 gold, but 1 gold is going to go into the guild bank. Now, what this causes is people just making massive guilds, spam inviting everyone with add-ons just to be getting all the benefit of cash flow, and then that gold will probably be sold on dodgy websites. I do like the cash flow perk though, because really, as long as you've got cash flow available, then you should be able to have guild repairs turned on, because as long as people are out actually doing stuff in the world, they're then going to have a constant generation of cash into the guild bank for them to then repair with. So I don't know how they could change it, but I do see the negative side to it, even though I do like it myself. Now, that's all the perks and like the main guild screen. Next up, how the roster looks. So you can see who's online and what zone they're in. You can filter everything by guild status, activity, even achievement points or professions. Now, this in particular is a really good one, because being able to just filter by professions and then go, I need a scribe, you can see all of the recipes that can be made by people in your guild. So if I wanted, for example, let's say a Hellfire Tomb, I can then click on Hellfire Tomb and then view crafters, and it will tell me all the people in the guild that can actually craft a Hellfire Tomb for me. Just a really cool way of not having to like type on Discord, oh, who can make this? You can just look in guild, see who can make it, send them a mail, and maybe your mail is going to be instant with the materials, and then they'll send you it back. Overall, the actual profession pane inside the guild system I really, really do like. And then you've got news. Let's say you was away for a week and you want to have a real quick catch up on who looted what from the raid, who's dinged 85 in the last few days. Then this tab is perfect because you can just scroll through and see everyone that's been doing stuff, what they've got. It's just a really cool way just to have a quick look at what's been going on when you have not been around. And then finally, the rewards tab. This will show every reward that you can get or you currently can't get because of whatever restriction it is. So for example, I can't get Reigns of the Golden King. Firstly, I'm not exalted with a guild, and secondly, the guild isn't level 25. But guild tabards, as an example, now are a lot more useful because you actually increase the amount of reputation that you're going to get wearing each different level tabard. But of course, what most people are going to be interested in is all the new heirlooms, which is legs, capes, and heads. And most of these actually just come from guild leveling. So at level 20, you unlock the heirloom helms. At level 10, you're going to unlock the cloaks. And then actually, when you get working as a team, so this is getting every profession maxed in your guild, that's then going to open up the heirloom legs. Now, even though you can see them all in this pane, you can't actually buy them from here, of course. You do need to visit a guild vendor. The good thing is, now in Wrath Classic, we've got the heirloom tab. Once you've bought it, it will go in your collections tab, and you can use it as many times as you want on multiple different characters. Where actually, originally in Cataclysm, that wasn't the case. Now, you're probably thinking, well, how do you actually get guild reputation? Well, guild reputation is actually not too difficult to get. Anything that grants guild experience also grants you guild reputation, but the guild rep is also on a weekly cap, so there is no way just to rush to exalted because you are going to be limited unless Blizzard remove that restriction. But completing quests, rated battlegrounds, participating in guild raid boss kills, or even earning guild achievements all go towards your reputation. So like I say, the easiest way to think about it is anything that gives guild experience is going to give you guild reputation. And then when it comes to what gives guild experience, it is just everything you would expect. Completing quests, or even doing dailies, killing dungeons and raid bosses, and even winning rated battlegrounds as a guild. Like, you need to be in guild groups, but basically just get a dungeon group together and go and spam, and you'll watch the bar go up. Or go around doing your dailies or quests or whatever you need to do. Ultimately, it's not a quick process getting your guild leveled up to 25, and on the basis that you're restricted by how much XP you can actually gain, it is going to be a bit of a slow process. One of the problems is the bigger the guild, the easier it is to hit the cap every day, of course. But this is something that Blizzard's going to be addressing, so if you're a smaller guild and all you're interested in doing is, let's say, 10-man content, you're not going to be at a disadvantage. I think they're going to try and make it so every guild can level at the same pace, no matter whether you've got 200 members or 20 members. So that's pretty much everything I can tell you about the guild system. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.